Miss Struckian, only one letter for you today. The pass is nigh impossible to traverse. The heavy snow is hard on the horse and me. Anyway, happy Advent, my dear. Thank you. The same to you. Toodle pip. Esther. Oh, reply from Jacob Estler. Mistress Struckian. I do recall the Rothfagor case, though it has been over a decade since I have served as an archdeacon. I am no longer associated with the office of the Prince Bishop. In fact, I am no longer associated with the Catholic Church. If you do not mind conversing with a Lutheran, I will tell you what I remember. Lutheran. The notes you mentioned do stir something in my memory. One of the men I questioned at Kursau was an artist from Nuremberg, Andreas Mahler. He mentioned finding notes, written in a fine hand, inciting individuals to violence against the Baron. When the scope of my investigation was too narrow to look into the matter, it did concern me. Finding more notes now, after so many years, must mean that their author is still active. If this is the case, a serpent has lain coiled in the bosom of your community for decades. It may lay there still. What causes this serpent to awaken every few years, stage a new killing? I fear that finding the answer on the question may draw you into its reach. However, if you are determined to find the source of the trouble, I believe you must inquire with your neighbours. I urge caution in your investigation into this matter. If the serpent merely sleeps, it may be dangerous to poke into its old resting places. I hope this has been of some help to you. May God bless you and keep you safe. Jacob Estler. Andreas. The first mention of Andreas. No reply from Esther this time. Must have been delayed due to heavy snow. The postman said I won't receive any more letters until spring. Better get back to the Rathaus then. Still more work to be done. There's a lot of time skipping in this bit. It's almost Christmas. Good morning, Dad. I'd finally caught up on the mural. Now I can start the final part today. I promise I'll get it done. Magdalene, I'm so proud of you. Thanks, Dad. I'm sorry Dr. Stoltz said you can't come to the festivities tonight. I know how much you love the Perchtenlauf, German folk ritual celebrated around Christmas time, which dresses Perchten. And you have evil spirits from the town. That's so cool. Why don't we have anything like that in the UK? Because we have Halloween, but it's not around Christmas time. Ah, this. Always next year. Right. How are you feeling? Dr. Stoltz said he would come by again today. Fine, I'm fine. Are you sure? Do you need anything? Maybe I should stay home with you today. Actually, maybe I should stay home with you today. No, Magdalene, if you want to work, you should work. It's all right. In fact, my spirits are lifted today. It's Christmas Eve, after all. Of course. What's wrong? Dad, I found a note back in November. A note? What do you mean? It was like the note I found in your plans for the murals. Just a scrap of parchment. It looked like it came out of an old manuscript. The writing was elaborate, possibly from a Bavarian scriptorium in the last century. I think the ink was a rare purple. I've only seen it in a few other books. It just said stop. Do you know where they came from? Who wrote them? Magdalene. Oh god, that must be Ott. He said he'd drop by with some more firewood. If you know something, I'd like you to tell me, alright? I know. I will. Can we talk talk about it later? Dad. I'll tell you. I promise. Alright. I'll be back later. Good. Take care of yourself. Out there. He's dead. We won't talk to him again. Morning, Magdalene. Morning, Ots. Cold out, isn't it? Freezing. Makes me envy Nico able to stay inside all day. Even Edris has his forge to keep him warm. Anyway, here, I brought some firewood for you and your dad. Thank you, Ots. You're welcome. So, how's your dad? Do you think he can join everyone at Christmas Mass? I think he'll stay in bed tonight. I'll do my best to be there. I do need to keep working on the mural, though. I'm working on the final section. About the Peasants' Revolt, right? It feels weird to talk about it. It affected Tassing so much, but we were just kids. I can't remember what happened, since I was just a baby. Never even knew my dad. That's what makes it difficult. I need to ask those who were already adults that night, but don't want to touch raw nerves. What if you spoke to the people while everyone was preparing for the Christmas festivities? Clara sometimes likes to talk about that night. Mum too. You might be able to ask them. Boslav and Matilda are the only two Benedictines left living in Tassing. Maybe they'll talk to me. I didn't think of that. Still, the mural is for Tassing, right? Not the old abbey. Agnes has always been in Tassing, right? I'd go to her if I were you. Dad said she helped bury everyone who died that night. Wonder if she'd talk about it. It's useless. She hates it when everyone talks about the revolt. Wonder if she'd talk about it. It's your project, Magdalene. Might be worth a try. I wrote to the old Archdeacon about it too. He thinks that the Baron's murder and Otto's death were connected to the revolt. The who? They haven't been around yet, mate. The man who came to Tassing for the Baron Rothvergol's murder. It doesn't matter. What if all the deaths in Tassing are connected? The old... Oh, never mind. Doesn't matter. What if all the deaths are connected? I don't see how the old Baron had anything to do with the revolt. Are you feeling alright? I think you're looking for connections that aren't there. Maybe this mural project is getting to you. I need to get to the bottom of this, Ots. There's something more to all this. I know it. Maybe you're right. I just can't shake the feeling someone's following me. You're useless. Can't shake the feeling someone's following me. You're acting weird. I'll figure it out somehow. Thanks for the wood. See you later, Max. Ots was right. I should start talking to people around town. I better get started if I want to talk to everyone before the perched enough. Perched enough. Right, you old bastard. You're going to tell me what's going on with these notes, or I will beat you with that broom. God damn it! I don't think it's one of the old brothers, but it might be. I don't know. I don't know. And it's annoying me because I don't know. Alright, let's see what we need to do. That is the wrong button. So is that. God, it's Y. I'm filming this a couple of hours after the last bit that you've seen, and I've already forgotten the controls. Oh, we need to find out about the revolt. Yeah, of course. So Clara and then Christmas feast. Kurtzner house. Eva. Hello, Magda. Right, well, obviously not. Blacktail wasn't around, was he? Hello, Magdalene. He wasn't around, Blacktail, I don't think. Or if he was, we didn't see him. Are they all indoors? Oh. It's the sew-a-thon thing. Gret's always smiling, isn't she? Clara. Do we want to do it in front of all these people? And Ulrich was killed. And Ursula lost her dad. This might not go down well. Hello, Magdalene. This might not go well at all. Hello, Magdalene. I thought you'd be working on the mural today. What brings you here? I would like to sit with you and ask how you remember the rebellion so that I can paint it, if that's alright. Ah, that was a sad time. It will help you memorialise those we lost in the revolt. Yes, I'll answer a few questions. I don't mind. I was a little older than you, so probably remember more, Magdalene. Of course, Magdalene. We'll tell you all you want to know. I've been looking forward to seeing the mural for some months. Come now. Sit with us. Oh, my voice is ruined. It just feels like it's cutting, like, just glass down my throat from doing all those voices so much over the last couple of days. Christ. Now that you're all settled, what did you want to know? Did the revolt have anything to do with the other murder that happened in Tassing? Oh, the murder of the Baron, you mean? No, not really. I only remember that Andreas attempted to be the peacekeeper in both situations. I suppose that's when things started going poorly. Yes, after Prior Ferenc was discovered as a witch, people weren't as willing to trust the Abbey anymore. And then the Abbot became more severe. He didn't like that the Prior's death rattled his control of Tassing. I still think that the old Prior cursed the town. That's when crops started failing. I don't know about any of that, but his taxes and restrictions, his attitude towards us became harsher after that. It was all we could do to live by then, but it eventually became too much. Even with all the restrictions, was the revolt really justified? I keep hearing conflicting stories about how it began. I know things were bad for the peasants, but was it worth all the loss? I thought the peasants stormed the abbey unprovoked, and the Landsknecht had to be called in. The Sardaukar had to be called in. I know things were bad for the peasants, but was it worth the loss? You wouldn't remember it, Magdalene, but the abbot forced us into starvation. We would have died either way. We did everything we could to keep things from getting violent, but the Lord had other plans. I remember how sick and hungry I was all the time. Grandpa kept saying it hadn't always been like that. It was fine until Hannah, Nico's wife, killed Otto because she feared... Might be my hand changing history. Because she feared what would happen if the Abbey shut down. Well, my husband wouldn't let that rest. We all wanted justice. When that soldier arrived and threatened us, all the townsfolk pulled away, except for you and Ulrich and Kret. No, Clara, I'm afraid even I was intimidated and begged Ulrich to leave the matter be. My husband alone stood with the peasants. Why did all the peasants revolt anyway? So many people died, they must have known it wouldn't succeed. It always talks about how he regrets that choice, that he wanted, that's why he's wanted to paint the mural. Could the revolt have succeeded if the townsfolk didn't pull away? Dad always talks about how he regrets that choice. Your father is unique in that regard. Most of the other townsfolk see the revolt's failure as proof that it was doomed from the start. Truly, if the entire town banded together, we're likely to have succeeded without violence at all. By then, we were so starved and wanted justice, so much Peter truly thought success was possible. There is still some discussion. Ulrich and Andreas wanted peace. Then that fucking Miller protected the bitch. He always hated us. Thought he was better than us. Ursula. Language. What? Mom, it's true. Lenhart even shot Ulrich out of nowhere. Was it unprovoked? We just don't shoot each other without cause. It was unprovoked? Yes. Lenhart always did hate the rest of the townsfolk, and he would take advantage of anyone he could. My husband sought peace to the last. He was a martyr to us. I think the miller shot Ulrich to retaliate, but after that, Peter couldn't be stopped. We'd lost too much. The burning of the Abbey was a grim night, and the soldiers coming in. Our men fought to protect us, to protect Tassing, and many died in that fight. But we got rid of the abbot, and all the monks at least. Yes, that was, and that is some comfort, if only a little. Are there any heroes of Tassing I should memorialise? Dad, definitely. Peter always wanted the best for Tassing, even if he acted rashly by setting fire to the Abbey. I hope you can portray him in the best light, Magdalene. I'd rather not talk about that night anymore. I hope we provided enough insight for your work. You did, thank you. I'll let you get back to work. I won't ask any further. I guess I can work with what I said. You did, thank you. Thank you, Magdalene. I'm certain the mural will be beautiful. What are they sewing? Are they sewing pagan masks for Christmas pagan dance thing? Or whatever's going to happen. Magdalene. I think that's it. Big Jog. Hello, Magdalene. I'm still trying to do the voices, even if they're terrible. At this rate, I'll be very quiet over Christmas. Come on, show me that again. Hans Bauer. Oh, we're at the farm. But there's nobody. Of course they're not working the fields. It's bloody snowed. There's nobody around. The forge is... The forge has even gone out. Is that allowed? Where is everyone? guess it's mural time. I guess it's not mural time. That's good. The St. Moritz bit in the middle. Are they going to move the hand here from the shrine? Stoltz. Is he drunk again? No, he's not even here. Is it time to go and sing Christmas hymns and do pagan dances? Ciao, Magdalene. Ah, if it isn't Mistress Magdalene. Hello, Baltus. Hello. I keep saying Nazoo. We're sticking with it. Your inventions coming along, Baltus? Oh, very well, thank you. I was just showing Gnu, Nazao, how our rat house clock works on one of my smaller prototypes. It's a fascinating process, truly. I had never considered that one man could make something so complex by himself. He's turned into a trade federation leader. The clock tower is a wonder of testing. Well, you do have to account for Edris' help on smithing the parts, not building the framework to hold it to. But there are one or two women who could make a fine clock given a chance. I'd love to create something so intricate one day. Maybe a new kind of printing press. Oh, yeah. And what kind of printing press would that be, pray tell? One with pictures? Maybe something automatically... Maybe something with automatically sorted type would process faster. I don't know yet. But I'm sure I could come up with something. Maybe something with automatically sorted type. You may be onto something there, Magda. Can you imagine automatic type? Truly an ingenious idea. If one could ever make it happen. Mate, in about 500 years, you're going to have a computer in the palm of your hand that just does everything. It will blow your mind. The ideas are still fuzzy, but I think I can make it work someday. Stranger things have been attempted. Yeah, we're up to season 5 now. It is a bit ridiculous, I admit. The idea is still fuzzy, but I can make it work someday. Well, I shall look forward to your debut, mistress. In the meantime, well, shall we get back to work, Baltas? Oh, yes, of course. Please excuse us, Magdalene. We're rather busy at the moment. Until later, then. Anything interesting books? No. Oh yeah, they were brewing beer. Something to do with his accounts. And they were brewing beer. Church and Druckers. I want to see if the Great Frog Plague happens. I don't want to speak to Father Thomas. He's a swine. Golden Hand in. Alexander. Kazimierz. Hans. Bogislav. Jutta. And that's it. We can't speak to anyone else. Anybody upstairs? Yes. It's Stoltz, isn't it? He's drunk again. Oh no, it's not. It's Killian, sorry. Hi Max. Sorry, I can't talk for long right now. Magdalene. He's okay. We're not going to marry him, so he's okay. Hi Killian. What's keeping you busy? What's keeping you so busy? Oh, you know, setting up for Christmas feast. It's always a lot of work. And Dad can't do it all alone. He pretends to be strong, but I think some of it is an act. He's growing older and sadder. I imagine he misses your mum. Oh, I'm sorry. I imagine he misses your mum. Yeah, I miss her too. He doesn't talk about her much anymore. I think he's ashamed. I'm not, though. She was still my mum. You're right not to be ashamed. People say she did bad things. You're right not to be ashamed. Thanks. That means a lot. Everyone does bad things sometimes, you know? When the monks were around, they told us all about God's forgiveness. Bogislav talks about it a lot too. So that's what I try to do. Forgive. You have a kind heart, Killian. If bad things someone does are serious, you have a kind heart, Killian. Maybe. I just do what I think is right. How's your mule coming along, anyway? Ah, it's epic. Well enough. I'm trying to learn more about the days of the revolt. I suspect not many will want to talk about that time. Painful memories. I think you're right. I don't blame them. Dad hasn't spoken about it in years. Oh, I'm sorry, Magdalene. I really have to get back to work. Be well. Right, so we'll get bugger all from Killian. And who are these two idiots? Well, if it isn't Magdalene, that's me. You're learning everyone's names during your stay? That's me. Ah, good. I've seen you around and heard your name mentioned. I apologize for not introducing myself sooner. I am Alexander, and this is my partner, Kazimierz. We're musicians by trade, travellers by necessity. The weather trapped us on our way back to Bodsburg for a Christmas celebration. I had hoped to win the Meister Singer competition, but alas, we are trapped here until the pass clears. Is that like Battle of the Bands? Members of a guild for lyric poets. Composers and singers perform. Right, yeah, so it's a Battle of the Bands. How are you finding tassing? Oh, everyone here is quite kind and no one has thrown anything at me for my music. Considering the circumstances, I'm counting that as a success. I have to admit, I was quite upset that I had missed my opportunity to sing at the Magister Singer competition. You don't talk much, do you? You practiced so much for it. Yes, it's hard not to view the last year as a waste. Really, the whole year's a waste? You can try next Christmas, can't you? Really, the whole year's a waste? It seems like it. I don't know. Maybe I'll view it differently someday. I feel like everything was building up to this one performance, and now it's not going to happen. Well, you have an audience here, the people of Tassing. Is winning one contest really so important? You've got an audience here. And perform for them I will. I love performing for people wherever I go. When I sing for people, I want to move them. I want to see it on their faces. It's only in that moment that I can connect with them. The only truth I know. Meister Singer judges will rate me as they will, but that's not why I want to perform for them. I want to move the masters, the way they moved me. Does that make sense? I think so. My dad is my teacher and his approval means a lot to me. I'm not sure. I never really thought about it. Making art is just what I do to help my dad. I suppose I make art for my own satisfaction. I think so. I think we all want the approval of those who came before us. And someday someone will look to me for approval. Hard to imagine. Oh, I'm sorry. Just feeling a bit melancholy, I suppose. It's the long nights. Cheer up. Christmas is here. That's probably the apt answer considering it's the 23rd of December. Of course. In our darkest hours, the birth of our Saviour reminds us that dawn will follow. Perhaps this Christmas feast will lift my spirits. Will I see you there? Absolutely. Almost everyone in town should be there. Then I look forward to it. Until then. I think he's mute. That's a lot of scribbling, mate. It's a lot of scribbling for... Hello, Magdalene. You're Kazimierz, right? You're with Alexander. Musicians? We could be here a long time. It's gonna say yes, isn't it? Yes. I play Shaman lute. He sings. Are you Polish? Do you mind if I ask what happened to your voice? Are you Polish? Kazimierz, I suppose it is. Is it Polish? Yes. From Kalisz. Alright, I won't take up any more of your time. What you two? We know what they're doing, Tassing. I won't take up any more of your time. It takes forever to have a conversation with this guy. Don't just say thanks. Thanks. God bless you.